The clever farmer. In the vibrant village of Ilesha, deep in the heart of Yoruba land, there lived a poor but clever farmer named Adebayo. Every day, Adebayo toiled on his land, but his crops never seemed to strive. One scorching afternoon, while tilling his field, Adebayo stumbled upon a strange, shiny calabash buried in the soil. He picked it up, brushed off the dirt, and suddenly a loud voice echoed, "I am the magical calabash. What do you wish for?" Startled but curious, Adebayo thought for a moment and said, "I wish for my farm to be the most fertile in the land." The calabash glowed brightly, and in an instant, Adebayo's farm was filled with healthy green plants. His crops grew faster and better than anyone had ever seen. Adebayo was overjoyed and shared his bountiful harvest with his neighbors, who all praised him. One of Adebayo's closest friends, a playful and good-hearted young man named Tunde, came to congratulate him. Hey, Adebayo, your farm is a miracle. Oh. We must celebrate at the market festival tonight. Oh. Adebayo smiled and agreed, looking forward to the lively festivities that showcased Yoruba music, dance, and delicious food. That evening, as the village gathered at the market square, they enjoyed drumming, singing, and dancing. Adebayo and Tunde joined in, dancing to the rhythms of the talking drums. The festival was a joyous occasion, filled with laughter and community spirit. But among the villagers was a wealthy and influential man named Kunle, who had his eyes set on more than just Adebayo's secret. Kunle was not only rich but also powerful, and he desired the beautiful Adeshola, the daughter of the village chief. Adesola, however, admired Adebayo for his humility and kindness. This admiration made Kunle very unhappy, as he was used to getting what he wanted. As the festival continued, Kunle approached Adebayo with a cunning smile. "Adebayo, how did you manage to grow such wonderful crops?" he asked, pretending to be friendly. Adebayo, trusting his fellow villager, told Kunle about the magical calabash. Kunle's eyes gleamed with greed and jealousy. He offered Adebayo a large sum of money for the calabash, but Adebayo refused, knowing it was too powerful to be misused. Kunle, however, was not ready to give up. He decided to steal the calabash. That night, Kunle sneaked into Adebayo's home and took the calabash. The next morning, he held it up and commanded, "Magical calabash! I wish for all the wealth in the world." The calabash glowed, and suddenly Kunle's house was filled with gold, jewels, and treasures. Kunle laughed with delight, thinking he had outsmarted Adebayo. Meanwhile, Adebayo and Tunde noticed the calabash was missing. They suspected Kunle and decided to investigate. They sneaked into Kunle's compound and overheard him gloating about his new riches. Tunde whispered, "We must be careful. Kunle is not to be trusted." In the days that followed, Kunle used his newfound wealth to try and win Adeshola's heart, showering her with gifts and attention. To everyone's surprise, Adeshola agreed to marry Kunle, swayed by the lavish presents and Kunle's powerful influence. Feeling betrayed, Adebayo was heartbroken but chose to focus on his farm. With Tunde's help, he continued to work hard and his farm thrived. The villagers admired Adebayo's resilience and integrity. Kunle, now feeling more powerful than ever, decided he wanted more. He commanded the magical calabash to make him the king of the village. The calabash glowed and Kunle's house transformed into a grand palace. He sat on a golden throne and declared himself king. The villagers, fearing his power, reluctantly accepted his rule. However, Kunle's greed and misuse of the calabash began to show its effects. The fertile lands of Ilesha started to wither, and the once bountiful village began to suffer from drought and famine. The villagers whispered among themselves, realizing that Kunle's rule was bringing them more harm than good. Adebayo and Tunde decided it was time to act. They sought the wisdom of the village elders, who advised them to find the ancient storyteller, Baba Ifa, who lived deep in the forest. Baba Ifa was known for his knowledge of magical artifacts and the secrets of the calabash. After a long and arduous journey, Adebayo and Tunde found Baba Ifa. They explained their plight and Baba Ifa listened carefully. He then revealed that the calabash could only be truly controlled by someone with a pure heart. Kunle's greed has tainted the calabash magic, Baba Ifa explained. You must reclaim it and use it wisely. Baba Ifa gave them a special charm to weaken the calabash bond with Kunle. Armed with this knowledge, Adebayo and Tunde returned to the village. They waited for the right moment to confront Kunle. During a grand feast celebrating Kunle's rule, they secretly approached Kunle's palace. Using the charm, they managed to weaken the calabash magic. As Kunle tried to command it for more wealth, the calabash rebelled. It glowed fiercely and Kunle's riches began to disappear. Gold turned to dust, jewels crumbled, and his palace began to collapse. Desperate and terrified, Kunle watched helplessly as his grand palace crumbled around him. The villagers looked on in astonishment as the once mighty king begged for mercy from the now uncontrollable magical calabash. Adebayo stepped forward, holding the calabash firmly in his hands. Magical calabash, he spoke with authority. Restore the balance and bring prosperity back to our village. The calabash glowed with a gentle light and obeyed Adebayo's command. The drought ended and the fertile lands of Ilesha began to flourish once more. With Kunle humbled and defeated, Adebayo addressed the villagers. We have learned a valuable lesson today, he said, his voice carrying across the crowd. True wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the well-being of our community and the integrity of our actions. The villagers nodded in agreement, realizing the importance of wisdom and humility over greed and ambition. Kunle, now stripped of his ill-gotten wealth, apologized to Adebayo and the villagers for his misguided actions. He vowed to work hard and contribute positively to the village, seeking forgiveness from those he had wronged. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, peace and prosperity returned to the village of Ilesha. Adebayo continued to use the magical calabash wisely, ensuring that the crops flourished and the villagers thrived. Tunde remained his loyal friend and supporter, helping Adebayo whenever needed. Kunle, true to his word, worked hard to rebuild his reputation and earn back the trust of the villagers. He became known for his generosity and willingness to help others in need. Adesola, having learned from her mistakes, became a respected member of the community, admired for her kindness and humility. And so, the story of Adebayo, Tunde, Kunle, and the magical calabash became a legend in the village of Ilesha. It was passed down through generations as a reminder of the importance of honesty, compassion, and the true meaning of wealth. During festivals and gatherings, the villagers would gather under the moonlight skies to retell the tale, celebrating the enduring spirit of Yoruba culture and the lessons learned from their shared experiences.